My name is Larry Wagner. We've been attending Flatirons for 5.5, 6 years. Husband, father of 2 children, Angela and David. We lived in a condominium complex, and they had a little pitch and putt golf course kind of in this center area. And Ange and a couple of friends of hers were walking through there, and they found this kid. He was asleep in some bushes. And so Angela invited him to, could stay in our garage, but that's how she met Ray, was sleeping in some bushes, and invited him into the house. So. Angela was sitting in the car, and Ray walked over to the car, and he was holding a pistol. He had gotten beat up a few weeks ago by some gang kids in Santa Ana area, and he was showing Ange the pistol, kind of looking around like, does anybody see me? And Ange was, he said, this is what I'm gonna get those Santa Ana guys with. And while he was holding the pistol like that, looking around, it fired. He shot the gun. We didn't live too far from the hospital, and I called my son David to come on down to the hospital that, Ange had been hurt. And while I was out there waiting for David, the nurse came out, and she goes, you need to come in and talk to the doctor. And I just said to her, I go, is she gone? And she goes, yeah, you need to come and talk to the doctor. And I go, is she gone? And she goes, yeah. But David came walking up, and we went in and talked to the doctors, and they said, and that's what they were telling us, that what had happened, that the bullet had hit her aorta, and she just basically bled out internally. They convicted Ray for involuntary manslaughter and sent him to prison. I was sitting in the courtroom, and there was about 10 feet, 15 feet maybe between he and I, and as all I was sitting there thinking was that I can get to him before the bailiff, I can get there before the bailiff will get to me. And I was just I just wanted to just go break his neck. And I know that Psalm says the fruit of the womb is his reward. Angela was his, and I was just blessed with her for 15 years. But the rage towards Ray was real. It was probably 15 years before I put a picture of Ange up in the house again. It's just always been a special picture. So this is the only picture we have of her up in the house. I was just praying that God, I've got to forgive him. I've got to get over this. It just kind of hit me that he's got me like I'm in prison. I'm in hate prison. And the Holy Spirit was just working on me, and I was kind of battling it. I didn't want to forgive him. It was like a peace. It was like I got a peace that we had settled it. To forgive Ray and move on was just the best day of my life. It would have been like I got out of prison. I don't know what I would do if I was to ever see him. I've never had any contact with him. Last time I said anything to him was at the end of when he was sentenced. That he robbed me of ever walking her down the aisle, of ever watching her have babies. But I don't know what I'd do if I saw him. I know I wouldn't. I know I'd shake his hand or I'd hug him. Because the way I see it, that's just where I win.